Alright guys, talk about crazy. I have this 4-horse trailer over here designed to hold 4 horses, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. And we're going to try to put 8 cows in the 4-horse trailer. I sold 8 cows and I think we can do it because 4 of them are pretty small calves, so it should be okay. And these guys are really hungry. I haven't fed them this morning. They plowed down this whole thing. And I have way too many cows. So I'm going to keep a couple bulls for now. And I got a heifer calf from last year and a steer calf from last year. So I'll just have 4 cows left. That'll definitely thin my herd out. So what I'm going to do over here, since they're really hungry, I got this little bucket full of grain. And they are really grain oriented, and I'm going to try to get Hathor, the biggest one, and I think she will come pretty easily here. Come on, girl. Yeah. What do you think of that, huh? Follow me into the trailer. We'll see how this goes. And if this time I put a little straw right on the lip, so I'm hoping she'll come right in and not even notice that lip. Yeah, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You got to take the step. Yeah. There. That's the step. Yeah. Doesn't quite know. Alright, how about a little grain? Yeah, how about a little grain? Now I got her attention. Now I got her attention. Come on, buddy. Yeah. That's pretty good, huh? Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. Sometimes if you put their head in and they can't really see, then you can kind of drag them. Alright. Come on, buddy.
Let me know if you want to encourage her.
Yeah, trying to do this with 8 cows might be a little tricky. Come on. This is definitely going to be the hardest, I think. The biggest. Alright, come on. Come on. Yeah, I like to try to draw them in instead of scare them in. Yeah, it's a little bit easier. I think she's okay now that she kind of got the taste of it. Come on. Come on. That's the trick. That's the trick. There you go. All right. Oh, yeah, 8 cows in here? That's going to be a trick. Wow. Alright, so the second one I have in here. It's getting a little crazy. Getting a little crazy. So let's see how we're going to do this. Yeah, so kind of my idea was to pop the divider and get them both on one side. Yeah, let's see. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. Here, how about a little grain for you? There's a little bit in there.
You need Hathor to be looking up in front.
Yeah. Okay, so that was fairly easy. Now the trick is going to be getting another cow in there. So here's kind of the trick I learned on the last one, is just kind of keep making that, whoa, the grain sound with the bucket. Come on. Come on. Look. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. There we go. Yeah. Don't think about the trailer. Think about the food. The food, yeah. Alright, so we got 3 of the biggest cows in there. And we realized that there's no way we could fit them all in there. These 2 in the front, these are packed. I have one in here that's like 5 years old. She's a beast of a cow. And there's no way we could get 6 back in the back here. So we're going to have to make 2 trips, unfortunately. Alright, this looks like the place. Alright guys, we are stuck at the gate, and I communicated to the guy with the intercom. He's coming right out. Yep. Alright. Here's Scylla.
So you named them all, huh?
Yeah.
How long did you raise all these?
Yeah. Yeah, you might have to hit that with something hard. Alright, let's let these girls out. Just out the horn, take a test. Alright, looking for their calves. Alright, we dropped off the first load. Coming back for the second load. Take a look at these horses. That's ridiculous. So take a look at all these horses. This is unbelievable how many horses they have. All in the background. That's a lot of horses. Alright guys, we are back home, and I need to get 5 more calves in there to clean up the last of the herd here. And we're going to see if we can... They're all bawling for mama's milk, and they will have it here in a couple hours probably. So this was real easy this time. I put a whole bale of straw in there. The first 2 just jumped right in, and then I closed the divider, and the next one jumped right in, and these guys are just walking right in. I should have used the straw in the first place. It's really working good, and I put enough straw to to hide the little lip. Look at that. Awesome. Alright, I am off to deliver these last 5 cows. And the drive's about an hour and a half each way, so it's pretty much an all-day ordeal. Alright. Yeah, there's still one in there. Yeah, little stubborn one. Alright, come on. Come on. Come on, baby snowflake. There you go. Huh? Oh. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All right.
Count that.
All right, so yesterday I cashed in on my cash cows. And let me show you what I have left. So basically I have 4 head of cattle left. And one of them is this steer calf here. He's really friendly. He's actually one of the ones I ran down on pasture this last summer. And I've had so many calves so fast being born and popping out of my herd. This one doesn't even have a name yet. And being a steer calf, he'll actually get as big as a bull. So take a look at this big old beast here. This is Anubis. So I still have 2 bulls left. Wonderful, beautiful, massive beasts. And it's got a little bit of hay from digging in the feeder, and then I have 2 over here. So I'll bring you over and I'll show you these other 2. But you may be wondering why I got rid of all my cows, or a lot of the cows. And let me tell you, the growth of the herd was expanding so fast, it was overwhelming. I was trying to clean up with a wheelbarrow and a pitchfork, all the manure, and you can't do it with 12 cows. It gets to the point where it's just a whirlwind of growth. It just kind of blossoms out of control. It's crazy. So here's my other 2 cows. So this is T-Bone. He's my friendlier bull. He's looking great too. And he's been chasing around this little heifer calf. This is last year's calf, 1004. She doesn't have a name either. We're gonna have to figure out some names with these last 2 calves. And I'm actually considering keeping these last 4. And it's actually I started out with just a few. It was a lot more enjoyable just to have a few. And if you look at my loafing shed over here, I have 3-stall loafing shed. And with 12 cows, I was replacing all the bedding every day, and it still wasn't enough. And I had so many cows that wouldn't even fit in here. And some of them were getting rained on and snowed on, and I felt like I just really couldn't pamper my cows like I used to. And I find just a few cows are really enjoyable, but 12 cows, it's a little overwhelming, let me tell you. So I kind of got enlightened to kind of what's going on here in Colorado. I don't know if you've been watching the news, but they actually, a few weeks ago, they had a big spread on the front page of the Denver Post, and it says cattle ranchers are panicking because this is our 3rd year of drought in Colorado. So when I went out and delivered these last few cows, I kind of had the back of my mind, so in the middle of a drought, who's buying cattle? It's not many people buying cattle right now, and a lot of people are getting out of it. And as I drove up to his property, it was like ranch after ranch after ranch going down the road. They were all for sale. It was kind of frightening. And then I started talking to the guy that bought my cows, and he said normally he'll get thousands of bales of hay from his land. Basically, it's non-irrigated pasture. And he said this year he got hundreds instead of thousands, so he only got 10% of the hay that he normally expected. And someone, depending on the moisture, naturally occurring rainfall, you're pretty much at the mercy of the seasons and the droughts. And 3 drought years in a row, most people, I would say, that have ranches are going under, and it's really unfortunate and really devastating to a lot of people. And if you watch my video, how to make money with beef cattle, I basically kind of laid it all out, and I said it's really tough to make money with beef cattle, especially here in Colorado, where it's a really dry, arid climate, and you're dependent on the rainfall, basically supporting your whole operation. And so kind of going back to the guy that bought my cattle, I always thought that, if you're doing cattle, you have to have some kind of a trick or some kind of an alternate source of income to bring you through the bad years. And I started talking to the guy, and sure enough, he had an alternate source of income. When I pulled up to his property, he had all these horses. I'm like, what is he doing with all these horses? Most people, they go broke with horses. There's very few people that can make a lot of money with horses. And normally in the horse business, I would say It's the performance horse or the show horse that really brings in the money. Or if you have the pedigree, going back to $1 million Arabian stud, something like that, you can make some money. So when I started talking to him, he was actually breeding and selling cutting horses, which is pretty amazing. So I think that's kind of where most of his money, I didn't really talk to him about his finances and where he's making the money, but someone doing well in the middle of all these other ranches that are doing really poor, I'm thinking it was his horses. And then he started talking about, he actually found a source of hay that he could buy at a price where I think he's buying it by the semi-load, and it sounded like that at that price, I think he could barely squeeze off a small profit for his cattle. And probably not enough to support the ranch, but enough to keep the cattle going. And that's really what you want, is a good source of hay at a reasonable price where you're at least breaking even to get you through the hard times, or making a little profit, and then have a source of income on the side that actually will support your ranch. So I've been kind of putting some more thought into the niche markets and how I can make my cattle operation work a little bit better. So if you look at what I made on these 8 cows, it was thousands and thousands of dollars. And if you remember back on my video how to make money with snakes, you'll realize that all that money is not profit. That's my revenue coming in, and the profit is a small little sliver of money on top of those thousands of dollars that I'm actually making. And if you took into account all my time here that I'm working with the cows, I would say that profit is probably less than minimum wage. So I'm buying all the hay and bringing it in, and the real way to make money with cattle in the traditional sense is to have good pasture. As a matter of fact, I told this guy that I sold the cattle to, I said, if you really want to make money in beef cattle, move to Georgia or somewhere down south where there's a lot of pasture, a lot of rain, and those guys are really doing well on cattle because they don't have to worry about the droughts like we have here in Colorado. So as far as making my operation work, so what I'm thinking of doing is actually leasing out some of these bulls as studs. And he thought my herd looked really well. He thought I had some really good genetics. And I've been looking around on Craigslist for herd bulls. Bulls are really cheap right now, but this bull's chasing around this little heifer. But he said he would be interested in leasing out my bull. So not only would I make some money on the bull, basically he would be mating with all his cows. He would also be paying for the feed for the bull. So what I could be doing is having a couple bulls not here on the property. I could be making a little bit of money, and someone else is putting the feed into them, which would be pretty cool. And then if I got rid of the 2 bulls, I'd still have a couple cows here. I'd have this little steer calf, and steer calves are really in high demand. That's what a lot of people want for beef. And then I'd have one little heifer, and if she gave birth, I'd actually have, I think that my favorite part of doing cattle is actually seeing the little babies get born and kind of working with the calves. That's kind of the most exciting part. But I think 1 calf a year, 1 or 2 calves a year is probably enough. With 12 cows, it was a little overwhelming. So you're probably thinking, well, with a whole wad of cash in your pocket, what are you going to do with all that money? What I'm actually going to do today is go buy some more hay. And I was burning through this whole trailer. It was almost like 3 weeks I was burning through this whole trailer. It's like each bale weighs close to 1,500 pounds, and I had 4 bales on there. That was a lot of hay I was burning through. So with just these 4 cows, I'm thinking, you know, instead of filling the feeder every day, I could probably fill the feeder every 3 days, and it'll be a lot less work, you know, feeding them and cleaning up after them, and it'll be a lot less hay I'm burning through. And especially if I can lease out these 2 bulls and I get down to 2 cows, this trailer full of hay might last 6 months. So today I am going to go get another load of hay. Alright, here's what was left of the hay on my trailer. I just kind of piled it on a pallet, moved it over, and this is all hooked up to my truck. And we are ready to go get some more hay. Take a look at this haystack. I've always found that if you feed just hay right on the ground, you have a lot of waste. You'll waste like 50% of your hay. So, it's kind of interesting that this guy set it up that way. Anyway, I am almost there. Here we are once again. It's pretty funny. He puts a driveway sign, street sign by his driveway. I don't think it's really Kramer Ranch Road. Alright guys, so I am out here getting some more hay, and I had another person interested in one of my calves, and I'm thinking maybe just going down to 2 bulls and doing the leasing the bulls. And this guy actually leased a bull, and it sounds like a pretty good, could be a pretty profitable adventure. So this could be, might not be going through a whole lot of hay, leasing out a couple bulls. But I was talking to this guy about doing the hay business, and he said it's pretty tough because he's got, you know, a couple $100,000 worth of equipment, you know, that he invested in just to just to kind of catch up and break even. Then he's got the depreciation on the tractors and skid steers. So, but there's a lot of different ways you can make money, but a lot of ways you can lose your shirt too. Alright, so I am all strapped down, ready to go. And this guy says he's sold 190 semi-loads of hay this year. That's pretty incredible. These guys are pretty funny. Check out these guys. Alright, so I am back home with the hay safe and sound. And now that I've downsized the herd and kind of had a little, I guess, a little bit to think about what direction I want to move in from here. I'm kind of really interested in going the route of doing some bulls that I can run in other people's herds, just to kind of run as a herd bull, like a rental bull, I guess you would call it. And I'm not really familiar with how it works. I know there's a lot of liability there, but the guy I got the hay from, he was throwing out some numbers. And the guy said, yeah, for so many hundreds of dollars, you can you can keep my bull as long as you want and run it with your females. And I thought that was kind of a good deal. And if I could maybe kind of advance in that direction and maybe, invest in some higher genetics, some more desirable genes, maybe a registered Angus bull from some better bloodlines, I'm thinking I might be able to do pretty good going that direction versus the direction I've been going here with the cow-calf operation. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and the direction I'm kind of leaning right now. A little more research and I'll know for sure. I might start out that direction if I can get these bulls loaded and maybe in and out of the chute so I can give them some vaccinations and the vet can check them out. But definitely that's probably the direction I'm going to be heading for my cattle operation here. So thanks for coming along, and I will see you next time.